I thought I would start by talking a little bit about how the book came to be a book. I have been asked to write this book for about 10 years, and I stubbornly and successfully refused to write it for 10 years, because as many of you have probably heard me say too many times, that I don't consider myself a writer at all. And so I didn't write it for a long time, and then I went to New Orleans after the hurricane. I was invited to go down, and I went and volunteered with 3 different organizations after Hurricane Katrina. And when I was leaving New Orleans, people asked me if I had anything that I could leave them in writing, and I didn't, and it was a horrible feeling. And so I came back, and I decided I would try to write the book. And so I talked to Connie, and Connie had been one of the 2 people in my life who had been doing that kind of tough love with me before, when people had been asking me to write the book, and just kept ignoring my kvetching about how I can't write. And so I asked if she would do this with me, and she said yes. And so so we started that process. And I wanted to mention that because I really want to communicate what a tremendously collaborative effort this book was. I was fortunate enough to have my dear friend Stacy Carlson, who's an amazing editor in town. She said she would do the editing. My friend Yuko is somebody who took me to Japan to do this work, and she also happens to be a book designer in addition to being a self-defense instructor in Japan and in Brooklyn. So she designed the book. Through her, we had another editor come in, Karen Cook, who's an amazing editor from New York City, because that's how bad my writing was. We needed 2 editors. And so we all worked together, and then you'll see that there's many profiles in here from phenomenal people around the world who have been doing this work. So this book is a book that definitely has had a life of its own. It is a very, very, very collaborative effort, and I just feel like I'm privileged to have been able to help bring it forth. But certainly many, many people and forces contributed to this. So I just want to acknowledge all the people who can't be here who helped this come in as well, and just kind of have them with us tonight as well. I thought I would start out by reading about Connie, my beloved co-author. So this is from about the co-author part in the beginning. I met Connie years ago when she first moved to Seattle. She had been recruited to be the executive director of the Northwest Network. Shortly after she arrived, I was asked to work with the organization as an advocate. Connie and I had our first meeting some days into my employment there. Sitting across from me, she asked what I would need to do my work well and how she could be of help. I told her that wherever I did direct service, I made sure to receive outside consultation twice a month to discuss the impact of the work on me, and that I need the Northwest Network to cover that. There was a memorably long pause. Eventually, Connie said, I had in mind something more in the shape of a muffin.
I was doing math. And a memorable long pause with 2 months, twice a month, times 12 months.
A muffin! Consultation or a muffin? While obviously we did not start out on the same page about trauma stewardship, Connie is in large part responsible for anything you may glean from the following pages.